Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Football Fill-In. What game should we start with today, lads?
What do you reckon?
I think there's only been one game this weekend, hasn't there?
The big one.
The biggie.
The biggie. Arsenal. Oh no.
Let me ask you this, right? Before the kick-off, was there any other result than a Man City win?
No. No question of a doubt.
Everyone in the country know?
Everybody.
I know it was a close game, but...
It was a good game, really good game, really enjoyed it. Yeah. But I think everybody knew that Man City were going to win that game. It's as simple as that, wasn't it, Watto?
I thought the game itself was very, very good. I mean, the high standard. I mean, both teams probably could have had a couple more, couldn't they? I mean, the shot that beat Donnarumma off the post.
Oh, wow.
And then, like, when it comes back that way, you're thinking, that's very, very unlucky. But I thought City was slightly better and ultimately deserved to win.
I thought they dominated the game, and I thought Arsenal's chances probably came from counter-attacks more than anything. They did have that period of about 5 or 10 minutes, didn't they, in the second half, where they had the counter-attack and then just sustained it, and they could have scored, and they probably should have scored as well, and they were quite unlucky. But I just felt Man City dominated the game better. Yeah. Were in Arsenal's head better.
I think the game suited them. They looked in control, but it looked... Like Arsenal played well, there's no denying that, and you look at the running they've got, I'd expect them to win all the matches.
I disagree. This is where I disagree.
I think they're winning all them.
Do you know what I think people are discounting? Is the fact that they've got 3 London games, Arsenal have, right? They've got 3 London games. Fulham, Palace on the final day, and who else is
West Ham.
West Ham. And listen, I understand what you're saying, but they're London derbies. They are, at the end of the day. And those fans from those teams will not want Arsenal to win the league. And so when they come, they'll make it an absolute furnace, I promise you. And I think that, at the minute, is Arsenal's biggest obstacle, is fans and teams getting in their heads.
Well, look, a massive game yesterday, and they couldn't afford to lose it. I believe that the 5 fixtures that they've got are probably, like, at the start of the season, if somebody said, they're your last 5... London, I think it's pretty perfect. And if they don't win them 5, then they deserve not to win the league. That would be my take on it. But that game yesterday has just given City so much belief. I mean, obviously they're at Burnley on Wednesday night. No disrespect to Burnley, they'll be top of the league because of goal difference, and it's then whole role reversal. Can Arsenal win them 5 games? Because they have to put City under any kind of pressure.
Have you seen Man City's April stats over the last 5 years?
Yes, they're unbelievable.
I think that's now 30 wins out of 33 games in April, which is just like, you can't compete with that. Do you know what I mean? If that's going to happen every April, what's the point?
Well, how much of City coming back like they have done do you put down to Pep?
A lot, an awful lot.
Me too.
If they win the league this year, and if they win the FA Cup, they've already won the League Cup, so the domestic treble, I would think Pep might even just go, you know what, that'll do now. That'll do. I could go here. But if you're losing Pep Guardiola and Bernardo Silva at the end of the season, that's a completely different scenario. City will not be City next season.
No, God, not if Pep goes. You're into that kind of Klopp rebuild type thing with Liverpool.
Even Bernardo Silva going, I think, is a massive problem.
You see that stat about him? Playing in the 9 seasons he's been there, he's played a minimum of 45 games in every season.
Oh, mate.
That's what you can't calculate by what you lose there, irrespective of whether Pep decides to stay, go, or whatever. You lose a player who's so robust, and he's not just an average, he's a phenomenal footballer. Yeah. But he can turn out 40-odd games a season for you, and that's gone. That is very tough.
Some of the ratting he did yesterday, right? And it was ratting. it was ratting, right? I don't even know what position he played yesterday because he was getting back and he was. Some of the ratting was world class, and I'm thinking, a player of your ability as well, having that like string to your bow as well, is just you can't buy players like that.
That I really like. We know Haaland and Saliba and Gabriel. They were always going to have that battle, weren't they? And the goal, the fighting, the scrapping and whatever. Yeah. But I thought Haaland got on top of them too.
Yeah, I agree.
And, like, the physicality were too much in the end. But he should have been sent off. There's no other way around it. And I think that would have had a bearing on the 5 games coming up.
It would. What I actually quite like with Haaland is, one, he didn't go down. And 2, he was quite honest post-match and said, listen, if I'd have gone down, he'd have got a red card.
Yeah, he would have gone down.
And it would have
been a red card. And I think if the roles were reversed, I think Gabriel goes down there. And I think he's holding his mouth. And I think he's rolling around. And Haaland gets the red card for it. I was delighted. I was delighted that it played out the way that it did. That's why I love Haaland. I just think he's just such a stand-up, solid.
Well, did you see him singing when the camera were next to him?
Incredible. What did he say? What was it? I got a feeling. Was it?
No, like that. That's what I thought he was singing.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
But a little side-eye.
Yeah, did you see his interview at full time as well?
Yeah.
Like swearing and that, and they were like, Erling, calm down. Mate, he don't care. He didn't care.
Do you know what I think, though? Is Arteta, as unfortunately, I think there's... Although he is experienced, he's not. And I think some of the kind of the nonsense, the noise, the TikTok stuff, the training ground, I just think they've just not knuckled down and cancelled out the noise. I think they've just been affected and got a little bit daft with it.
If you're in the Arsenal hierarchy or you're an Arsenal fan, and this peters out how we think that City are going to win the league, and you're going to probably get in the Champions League final. I'm not saying you're going to win it. But say you get to the final and you lose the final. You lose the league on the last day or 2 days before the end. You got beat at Southampton in the FA Cup.
Lost in the League Cup final.
Lost the League Cup final. Are you thinking that we have to change?
No.
I wouldn't. I think it would be ridiculous to change Mikel Arteta. If they got rid of Mikel Arteta or if he left, there would be so many teams around the world that would just go, please come and sign for us. Please. Because if you can build that for Arsenal, you can build that for us. And that's what we want. Build somebody that's competing.
Challenging,
build competing. Second-place teams.
But mate, everybody would take that. You look you look at the money that every other team has spent. Chelsea's and United's
I'm with you,
and Liverpool's.
But it's about winning.
It is about winning, but you've got more of a chance if you're right up there, and Arsenal have proven over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years now that they're always going to be there or thereabouts.
If you go back a few years, obviously it feels like the style of play changed, the set pieces and everything. But if you go back 3 or 4 years and you look at what Odegaard and Saka were doing,
I know,
and they were like tearing it up, weren't they?
Yeah,
goals, like even Martinelli, I think he had a 15-goal Premier League season, even 4 or 5 years ago. And I just don't think the output from these guys is high enough.
Well, we've always spoke about Havertz. Look, we'll speak about the goal and Donnarumma. Look, I think they must have thought Edison were back in goal if you're going to throw it back to him there. But even if Havertz didn't knock the ball in off his big toe, I don't know where the pass were going. There were no ball, there were no pass. So that's just football in a nutshell, that they've evolved to put Donnarumma in because he makes big saves. And what did he do second half?
Yeah.
He made a big save.
Massive save. Yeah. But like I say, you put Donnarumma in because he's gonna make you match-winning saves, yeah? And I thought he redeemed himself really well, to be fair. He did.
But it shows his mentality in the game, man.
Don't give him them balls. He's not built for dealing with balls like that. But in fairness to him, he should have just booted the thing. And I think even he will watch it back and think, do you know what? In these big games where we know they're going to be ratting down on it, just get rid of the ball.
If you played in goal, irrespective of your style of play, if you've got Haaland up front, you can boot the ball because he's going to make a bad one, a good one, 9 out of 10. So he's going to make you look all right. But the point I was coming to is, Havertz gets that goal, and Arsenal is trying to win the league, and then he has the header last kick.
And it was a comfy header as well.
But have they got enough firepower? Like, Gyökeres, we've said before, not scored enough goals. Even though they spent a lot of money on him, have they got that proper 9? No, like Haaland, have they?
No,
to get over the line when they need it.
No, I think Man City are just, they've got better attacking players. They really have.
Even
Nico, Cherky, yesterday was a joke. He's an absolute... the goal's a joke. It's so good.
It's a joke, yeah.
It's perfection, isn't it? You see that right foot where he brings it just back past Gabriel, and it is, I'm talking millimetres, but he's in full control of it, and he's just watching it nice and calm, brings it back across, and then just slots
But he just rolls
it through.
The goal, like you always think as a goalie, like we'll do some drills, we can do. You ain't never saving.
No, you ain't never saving.
It's perfection.
You put it through somebody's legs like that, you've got no chance whatsoever. No, Nico O'Reilly as well, by the way, lads. Honestly, he is. If him, right, the problem I've got with our England team this summer, right, is he should be starting, and so should Alexander-Arnold, right? They should both be starting, right, because from what they can offer you is just outrageous. Why wouldn't you do it? But I'm worried that both won't even.
The thing is, who are we talking to?
Trent probably won't even go to the World Cup. I think that shouldn't be like that.
We were talking to somebody last week, weren't we? It was someone and they were basically saying the problem is with Nico O'Reilly. If he was to go, would you play him what? Left fullback?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not fullback. He
plays
just left back.
he plays like left wing back. Like there's a 10.
But surely as a manager, you assess what you've got and then you build your team for what you've got, right? You don't just say, no, this is what I play and that's what we're going to do. Because if you've got players that aren't built for that, why would you do that? Surely you look at it and go, right, that is the best way of playing this football, is having this fullback,
mate.
fullback, and let you go for it, right? Because when you're playing against teams, they'll go, oh my God, we've got to be so careful.
Yeah.
They've got absolute red arrows on either side. Let's just be really careful here. But when you don't do that, teams go, all right, well, we can actually get at them today.
But we're functional England.
We're going to have to play two of the most mobile centre-halves in the country. That's what the minimum's going to be after. I know Mark Gay's mobile, but because of the way whoever the fullbacks are we're going to play, you're going to need at least one or probably two sitters to protect them because they're going to be up the field. And your sixers are going to be coming to defend down the side.
I don't think Tuchel will allow them to do it. I don't think that's his style, is it? To let them get forward and go right, go on, you commit yourselves and we'll cover behind you.
But if we play with the shackles on, mate, we're not going to win, are we?
We're not going to win.
No. Well, it's interesting because I think a lot of people have got Lewis Hall down to play, but my God, he had a tough day against
tough day, mate.
Was it Rayan for Bournemouth? He got pulled at half-time, didn't he?
Shall we talk about Newcastle real quick and then we'll go into Spurs, all right? Because Newcastle are having a tough time at the minute.
What's happened to them, Ben?
Really tough time.
Tell us
Do you know what? The problem they've got at the minute is that they've got nothing really to play for, right? And Eddie Howe, historically, has always made sure that even if you've got nothing to play for, you still give it 10 out of 10. You give it 100%. But I just think mentally, Newcastle are in this place where it's been a tough season. There's so much noise about it, so much noise about the future of Eddie Howe, that the players are kind of feeling that a little bit as well. And they are kind of just going through the motions now. It's almost like they're waiting for the end of the season. But if they continue to do what they do, they're going to finish 15th, 16th this season.
I mean, ironically, they are still 6 points off sixth.
Yeah, they're 6 points off sixth. But they're also, 2 points ahead of Leeds, 3 points ahead of Leeds or something like that.
I think they've got more chance of going down another place than going up.
What's gone on with them, Watto?
I saw them last week, didn't I? And I just didn't feel as though they were at it. And obviously, look, we know Bournemouth are a phenomenal football team and deserve to win the game again. Yeah. But they just don't seem to have that last yard or that last ounce of fight. It's like no Newcastle team playing at St James's Park gives in, and they didn't give in, but there's just not that
belief. Not that belief.
Well, the Bruno's been missing, hasn't he? Bruno Guimaraes. I think he sets the tone in terms of that intensity. Yeah, totally and that midfield three over the past 2 or 3 years, like Joel Linton, him and Tonali.
It's just, you know what it's got? It's got a bit of trouble written over it, to be honest with you, because Anthony Gordon not involved in the matchday squad at the weekend because apparently they only want players who are 100% committed to the cause.
Bayern Munich is the rumours.
Which basically tells you that Anthony Gordon's going to be off in the summer. Yeah. It's just, Voltemada not starting week in, week out up front. It's just
drifting, mate, isn't it? And Newcastle fans can't accept that, whether they're away from home or playing at home. Newcastle have to deliver a certain type of performance.
Is he another year, though? Like, from the fans, look at it holistically and where they've been. And it wasn't that many years ago that they were Championship and came back up and had to rebuild.
Ultimately,
has he earned enough for another year?
I think he's done a phenomenal job. But to me, it looks like it's drifting and maybe drifting that it's going to go the other way.
Did you see the press conference when they asked Eddie about, was it saying about the players still, and he had still being on board or something, or still working hard, and he had like a 7-second pause. They actually put that into match of the day, didn't they?
No, it's trouble for him. It's trouble for him. I'm actually going to go up. I think it's a week Saturday. They've got Brighton at home, and I'm going to go to the game. Ross Wilson's got me a couple of tickets. Ethan wants to go to Newcastle, so I've got that drive to do.
Great stadium.
And take him. But if they don't start up in the ante, that'll be another game they don't get over the line.
How impressive are Bournemouth, by the way? So the manager announces he's leaving. Normally you'd see a massive drop-off off the back of that. And still, they just go and win.
But that's why that game and playing Bournemouth at Newcastle is why the fans will not be happy for Newcastle, because they've got a team who are a very good team, but their manager said he's off, so they're going to go, we ain't got... and polar opposite happened. They've just gone boom, 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 boom.
13 and being.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went Real Madrid, I know there's been a big link with Bilbao because that's who he played for and he's a bit of a legend there. But I do think that he would suit Real Madrid down to the ground. I really
It just
do.
depends, doesn't it? Because there's been murmurs that the family want to go home.
Yeah.
And he is a Basque lad and played for them 500 odd games.
How far away is Madrid from Bilbao?
It's a while.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're not just driving there in a couple hours?
No. And Valverde's leaving Bilbao.
Yeah.
Well, it's the heartstring
Big
one.
job,
It's
that.
the heartstring one. Look, Bilbao, it'd be like when Bobby Robson went back to Newcastle. If you can go back to your hometown team, and you've done all the history.
If Real Madrid come calling, though.
But if Real Madrid come calling, he is of the level to take that job,
Yeah,
isn't he?
I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
I agree.
With Real Madrid, is it fair to say, like Watto, that with those opportunities, you almost have to take them because it might never rear its head again?
Yeah, look, you know more about Bilbao and what they can actually achieve in the league, but it would be to me like if you ever got them in the Champions League, you might be trying to get in the. So it's like 6 or 7 in the league. That's maybe where they're at, but ultimately finishing 6th or 7th is never going to get you another chance to manage Real Madrid.
I think they're like a Villa where they do have that bit of a ceiling.
Should we talk about Spurs then, boys?
This is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. I actually thought Spurs played well.
Yeah, but at the start of the game, you're thinking again, like when they were scrambling them off the post and the line again, you're thinking, oh
no,
God.
here we go.
But
They didn't win.
they didn't win.
No, they
ultimately.
didn't. But I watched the performance, and I'm thinking, "Cool, you are way too like." If the crowd are behind them, everything was popping. I was thinking, "Yeah, if this carries on, Spurs are going to win this game, and they'll probably go on and get themselves there." But then the old Spurs frailties kicked in as per usual. A goal in extra time at the end of the first, and then a goal in the 95th minute, which was just ridiculous. Danso dallying on the ball, and then incredible finish by Rutter, but still. You could just feel how nervous Spurs were in those final few minutes just to try and get over the line, and it bit them in the bum.
Well, I think you've been very polite in your English there. I think at that point, I worked with Kevin Danso at Southampton, and not being disrespectful to him, he's a centre-half who has actually done very, very well, and he's got better on the ball. But any centre-half worth his salt, you ain't playing in the 95th minute when you're such a massive team and the pressure's been on you to get over the line. You clear that ball, and that is it finished. And wherever it went, it does not matter.
It's done, isn't it?
And it's done. And you just know with the football gods, if you think you're better than what you are and you're playing, it's a disaster. Look, I don't obviously like the fact that we go into, racial abuse again and all the stuff that happens post it, because anonymity of Muppets texting in and Instagram and all that, that's bollocks, right? Because I had it with the Warsaw goalie at the weekend. He got something like that at Barrow the same. And it's not nice for him. But as a centre-half, just clear the ball. And that 3 points would have been huge for him.
Huge.
And actually then, obviously, West Ham have got a game tonight we'll come on to. Forest won. Leeds won.
It's been a bad weekend.
It can't get any worse, can it? So the mistake gets compounded and it's killed them. But ultimately, you know what it's like. Celebrating the goal to go 2-1, which was a phenomenal goal. There was still about 12, 15 minutes left then.
Mate, I didn't like
shirt off, it was full.
Yeah, but you thought the whistle was going to go, wouldn't you?
Final celebration.
I didn't like the celebration one little bit. What are you doing? Like, go and celebrate with your team. And he's been really poor this season, Xavi Simons has, yeah? And don't get me wrong, it's a worldy goal, but just get the ball and go and just go, right, come on, lads, let's go. And it's all about him, and I'm thinking, I don't want
He did play well. He did play
great,
well.
but I don't want those sort of players that it's all about them in that moment.
But you
Just get the
can't
boys
have that celebratory moment and everybody doing what they did if you don't get over the line.
Exactly. If that was 3-1 or 4-1, cool, I get it, yeah, it's a massive... But it's not. You're still right in the game. Brighton are a good team.
I saw James Maddison was back in the squad as well.
Yeah,
you know when he's obviously come back from an ACL, with a player like him, clearly there's going to take some considerable amount of time to get back up to sharpness. Yeah. How many will they have put on, like, multiple, like, closed what do you call it?
Behind closed
door games for him?
Possibly. He might have even played for the 23s, but I think I'd be very surprised if James Maddison would be able to make an impact for Tottenham between now and the end of the season, because he's been out for so long and it just takes so long to get back into the swing of things.
But will that all surely buoy them having him back in the squad? Because I did see post-game, we spoke a couple of weeks ago about having somebody and cajoling the boys and getting them, and I did see James Maddison after the game and physically going round, picking people up And
I think he'd have been doing that anyway, to be honest with you. Even though he's injured and he's not in the squad, I think he'd have been in the changing rooms before the games, at half-time, at full-time. He's always going to be around them anyway. So I don't think that's going to be a massive uplift for Spurs. But I just feel that it's almost like you don't want this if you're James Maddison. You don't want to be having to be put back in and then relied upon, because the injury that he's had, it's such a tough one to get over. And it's almost like you need bedding in gently to just find your feet again, get play in, like nice and comfortable, half an hour here, 45 minutes there, and then you can start doing a bit. But to ask him to come back into the team and start and make a difference, it's a massive ask.
But De Zerbi's not going to... What they don't have with De Zerbi is this softy thing, do they? Like, you saw his post-match presser set off talking about basically saying, I don't want crybabies, I don't want any of this.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
And he's going to be hard on them, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's got to be, mate. That's the only chance. And I'm a bit like Fozzie. Madison coming back will give him a little bit of a feel. But after such an injury, to try and put that on him, he would have wanted Spurs to be 10th, 12th, 8th, wherever they are. Yeah. Get him on for half an hour, get him on for 45 minutes, maybe start a game and do 60 minutes, and then really do your summer and next season. But they're going to be trying to push him in. He will have played, look, he'll have trained so many training sessions, and he will have played a behind closed door game, 1 or 2 for sure. But for him to have an impact would be really pressure on him and the team.
The reason why you've got to be careful is because we spoke about this before. When you play an actual match, the adrenaline is so much higher that you push your body through so much more than what you would do in a training session or in a behind closed doors training session or game. It's that little bit there where that's why you need the 45 minutes, the 30 minutes, even the 20, 15 minutes is just to get the adrenaline pumping, just feel what it feels like to push you through that little bit of extremism. So yeah, they've got to be really, really careful. They really have. Before we talk about Chelsea Man United, the Spurs goal, Verbruggen, honestly, this playing out from the back thing, it really needs to be careful, people do. Because I could see the goal happening. I really could. Verbruggen was so hell-bent on playing the ball to Van Hecke. He was so hell-bent on giving it to him, right? And Spurs were just waiting, setting the trap, and then eventually he gives it in, bam, nip it, goal. Yeah. And I'm just like, lads, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
It's just the way that the game, the modern game, and they keep asking, and it's a lot of pressure ultimately on the goalies. But sometimes you've got to change it up a little bit, haven't you? You know what I mean? But I think Brighton are a phenomenal team. But I'm going to put this one out there. We'll go on to the Monday night prediction probably next. But on what I'm saying Spurs are going.
Yeah, probably. I think this weekend I think West Ham will win tonight. Quick predictions then. I'm going to go for a 2-1 West Ham win tonight against Crystal Palace.
I'm going draw 1-1.
I'll go 2-2.
Yeah? All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How if they had won that pendulum, that momentum,
yeah, mate.
Everything just felt like new gaffers in and off we go.
But West Ham going into that game tonight, which is a tough game, even though Palace obviously played Thursday night, if Spurs won that game and then obviously Forest won, Leeds had already won, the pressure's so much more.
It is, I know.
Isn't it, on the game?
Yeah,
where now, like, if they won tonight, you're virtually saying it's trouble. I think Spurs have got to win 3 out of their games to get to 40 points.
Yeah.
That is the minimum requirement. That means Leeds
they haven't won a
need
game
one.
this year, have they?
No.
And they've got to. They've now got to win 3 out of 5 to get to 40 points.
I think we all just have this mentality like this that almost like they'll be all right. But like, do you know what I mean? Like Benty said a few weeks ago, the universe doesn't want them to go.
Time's running out, mate.
Yeah,
but they ain't going to be all right, are they? No. So Leeds are on 39, so they want 1 point probably.
Yeah. Leeds are done. Leeds are fine.
Forest
they need one more.
36, but Forest have got the semi-final with Villa, a massive game. But I think they play Friday night. If they won Friday night and they get up to 39, that Spurs have got to get to 40.
Fair to say though, he's had a brilliant year for Bruggen, but he didn't have a great day at the weekend, did he? Because the first one for Porro.
The first one he's come for the punch. I like the fact that he's come for it. It's front-footed goalkeeping, but you've just got to be a bit quicker, and you've got to make sure that if you are coming for that, then you've got to get it. You have to punch the ball, and he didn't. Porro beat him to it, and then obviously the second goal. I just think it's maybe Brighton might be caught in this little situation as well where they haven't really got much to play for, and it's easy for goalkeepers to kind of just get a bit sloppy, a bit lazy, and just be counting down the day to the end of the season. But you just got to keep your standards high.
But a very dangerous opponent.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Expedia. There's a moment on holiday where everything switches off. No clock to chase, no routine to stick to. You just wake up and let the day unfold exactly like it should. I recently just got home from a family holiday in Mallorca. It was supposed to be a lovely, chilled week in the sun. The hotel we were staying at, though, had proper bad boy road bikes to hire. So I ended up waking at 6 a.m, getting a couple of hours to myself and my bike, and back home before the family had even gotten out of bed. Some people like to relax on holiday. I like to ride my bike. Expedia is your one-stop shop for travel, where the more you buy, the more you can save. Book everything for your trip, flights, hotels, cars, and activities, all in one place. And if you're a member, you can lock in one part of your journey, then add to it anytime, right up until your last day of travel. Book now with Expedia. Savings vary, members only, ATOL protected.
Chelsea, Friday night, lost 1-0 to Manchester United. Leon Rosenior, massive boos at full time for him. Fair play to Man United, you know. That was a good win, that. That's a massive win for Michael Carrick, because that pretty much guarantees Champions League football now. And I think when he took over, for him to get Champions League football would have been a massive, massive achievement. So fair play to him. Well, I think already almost guaranteed it.
That would have been the only mantra he had, wasn't it? You know, we've got to get Champions League with Man United, and I think he's done a.
But when he went in though, Watto, and they've gone, look where they were and everything when they went in and how they were playing, like their mantra of we've got to get Champions League was a very, very lofty task.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that wasn't we should get Champions League.
But they've got some good players, mate, haven't they? Like Fernandes is on the top of his game. I think Kuna has been maybe the signing of the summer.
Manu looks $1 million again, just back playing and ratting and doing everything.
But that
properly.
is one where Emery must be sat at home thinking, how did I not play this? I mean, you should never get a job again, should you? Not playing the talent like that.
It goes to show, that to be a good manager, it's not all just about tactics and playing people. It's about your personality, It's about getting the best out of players by understanding them and talking to them, putting an arm around them and finding out what drives them, right? And he obviously had that disconnect with Manu, and it just didn't work. So Carrick comes in, he puts an arm around him, he's like, listen, mate, you're an unbelievable player. Just play for me, would you? Boom, there you go. You got an £80 million player playing now.
Look at Rosenior. The only thing, it's quite curious actually looking at these two, because Rosenior should never have got the job. He was not qualified to get that job. Like, Watto, you must look at your career and the managers that you played under and stuff. And if you'd have gone in like with him, you must have been walking and going, how the fuck did we get this gig?
Well, I think behind the scenes he will have obviously said that, because you have to have had a battery of work to stand up and get anywhere near getting a Chelsea job. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's been fortunate to get it, but obviously it looks like it's too much for him. But if he wouldn't have come out with all the shit language, he might have stood a little bit better chance. You can't come out with this. Players, you're not having it. And ultimately, they were probably a little bit unlucky to get beat. But you know when it's against you, and it's going against you, it ain't going to change. And he'll see the season out, but I will be very, very surprised if he's in situ.
Tozer's hot take was that he would go before the end of April.
Yeah, I know. And I think he might just survive. But I agree with what I don't think he'll be in charge.
No, I don't see it. I think the ownership came out and said, we think. They said something like, we think we're behind him. Or something like that.
Mate, but if you look at the quality of manager that's potentially available, how can Chelsea not replace him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think it has to happen, and it's just been a crazy appointment.
But on the flip side of this, right? Look at Carrick.
Yeah.
Is he qualified to take the Man United job on paper? No, absolutely not. What he's done this season, yes. But then you think if they get off to a shaky one, is it going to be Ollie effect? It was a bit of a spike, and he should never have got the job in the first place.
Yeah, probably it will be, but that's just modern football nowadays. Yeah, that's just the way that it goes. I don't think any manager nowadays is going to have a real long future at any football club. You're talking 3-4 years max, maybe absolute max. And the reason why I just think Michael Carrick is a real obvious fit for Manchester United is that I don't know what other manager could do any better. I really don't.
True.
You could bring a big boy in, but it's what I just said a minute ago. I think that personal connection, that having that, being able to build rapport with players and that personality is the big thing about being a Manchester United manager, and Michael Carrick has got that.
Well, it's ticked the box, hasn't he? They're going to get him. I think the top five set. It's whether Arsenal or City win the league, isn't it?
Yeah.
But my fear for Michael Carrick is the fact that what they did with Ollie last time didn't work, and Ollie did like what Carrick's done, a phenomenal first run, get the contract, sign up, and it just peters into nothing. And that, I believe, will be in the Man United hierarchy mentality.
It has to be.
It has to be. But if all that Man United connection is where they believe it needs to be, then they'll give him it. But there's some top managers going to be available this summer.
Do you think they are the third best team in the? I know they're third in the league, obviously, but do you think they are the third best team in the league?
Yeah, probably. They're still short.
Are they a better team than Liverpool?
Yeah, I still think they're short, but I just think they're better at getting results than other teams. Liverpool are too hit and miss. They'll be good one week and then the next they'll go and get beaten, pumped, and just look miles off it. Whereas I think United have at least had a bit of sort of steadiness, really, other than the Leeds result last week. I think they have been fairly steady.
How many players do you reckon United are away from genuinely challenging?
I still think the defence needs a massive overhaul. Massive overhaul.
Uplift as well, innit?
Yeah, they do. They need that. I think the forward players are very good. They're not world class. Other than Bruno, there's no real world-class player in there. Mainu's coming back and showing an awful lot of form. Cunha, I still love him, but I don't know if he's world-class yet. And Buemo's an absolute workhorse, and I want that from him, and you need that sort of player. Maybe they need a couple world-class players, but everybody wants some world-class players.
I think it's just, I think the defence, but then you look at maybe the Xerxes of the world where they upgrade someone like him and just those.
Yeah, it's whether Sesko's the real answer as well, isn't it? But like Gorka at Arsenal, is he the real answer?
No. Look at City though. You look at City's team and you just think they've got the best attacking players. You look at your Cherkis and Semenyo's and Haalands and they're world-class players.
That Semenyo signing in January is probably going to be the one that gets... the two of them...
Gahey, for me, is the best. He's the best signing of all of them because he's the guarantee going to be there 95 minutes every single game. Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, Premier League, he'll be there for you and he'll give you a 7.5, 8 out of 10 every single game.
He'll be a City captain, won't he?
Yeah, without doubt. He's incredible. I don't know why nobody else didn't try to go and get him. He's just an absolute guarantee. He's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Where are we going, boys? Let's talk about...
Can we just briefly brush past... listen, we've come to this far in the season, OK? We're not going to spend 5 minutes talking about Brentford and Fulham. It's 0-0, right?
Let's talk about it now.
12 kick-off.
All we need to talk about is Bernd Leno's save in the last...
Right, I want to ask you, boys, how good?
Oh, it's world-class. It's a world-class save, right? And the only reason he can make the save is because when he's moving across, he pulls his arm up before... But that's a goalkeeper nous is what that is. That's goalkeepers smelling it a little bit.
That's instinct, mate.
Instinct of just putting your hands up a little bit because you know you've got no time to react. So if the ball goes there, you're not going to have enough time to be able to get your arm up. So you have to get them up already, hoping that it comes somewhere nearer. And then as soon as the ball comes near his hand, he knows it's there, so he just has to stiffen his hand as much as he can and just pray to God it goes over the bar.
That's the thing, that it was impressive that... how many times do we see that and they get contact but it still goes in?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's amazing it went over the bar.
His job is to just stiffen the hand enough to get it over the bar, and that is what's world-class about it.
Are we talking like one of the saves of the season?
Yeah, it'll be up there.
It's going to be up there. It's like the session you will have done there. It'll be a cutback type session, rebound board, all this kind of stuff. And you make one like that out of 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, you do it in training. You're not making many there.
And you just want that one moment. But it's instinct, all about the hand, like you said. Phenomenal.
Can we talk about another goalie and another moment which could be massive for their season is... how Villa got to a situation where they went from cruising to Emery making a save to stop them going 4-3 down at home. But that was like some kind of mad go-go gadget hand. Yeah. It just grew.
Who was the striker, by the way? I don't know.
It was Isidore.
Right? I guarantee you they're getting in that changing room and somebody's going, what are you doing? Stop trying to show off. You're in the 95th, 96th minute of a game, to win the game for us, and you go and do that. What are you doing?
He could have put the guy in down the side of him, and it's in.
Like, what are you doing? Like, that's a problem. That is. That's an error. That's a mistake, massive mistake. Yeah, and you need to pull people up at that. You can't. You can't do that. All right. You just can't. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net. Fair play to him. He stays big. Yeah, because I think he there was one before where he's fell a bit.
Well, he slipped, didn't he?
Yeah, he slipped. He did. Yeah, but I think he's just learned from it a little bit and gone right. Gone then. If you're going to beat me, it's the 95th minute of the game, you better beat me, all right? So I'm going to stand big, and I think even Emmy's thinking, wow, I can't believe he's tried to dink me. Can't believe he's tried to dink me here. Got his big old paw up, and then boom, they go down the other end and score.
But what about Villa, though? Like, towards the end, like, there's a couple of moments where the centre-backs just got... It's like the Red Sea's just parted.
Parted, babe.
Like,
ball straight down the middle.
It was bad for Sancho, though, wasn't it? The 2 goals he lost possession both times, and it's like...
Mate, that's an awful loss of possession as well.
Yeah.
It's like what are you doing? Like, it's so obvious you're going to lose possession there.
Well, when the first thing's gone in, you're thinking he can't do that again. And he's driving...
He can. But fair play to Villa. They're the ones that wanted to win it, and I know they could have lost it on another day. They might have lost it, but it's a massive win for them.
Tammy with another.
Massive.
It's a good finish,
Win.
Yeah.
Really good finish.
But I've got a question for you, a hypothetical one. If you're a Man United fan now, right? So we've talked about, Villa have had this amazing season. United are above them in the league. If you're a United fan and they go, right, Carrick, sign the contract now, or you get Emery in the summer. What are you thinking?
I think if you
the good of your club?
If you make a decision and you're not with the heart at Man United, Carrick, I think you take Emery 9 out of 10.
Really?
Well, I believe you would.
I think you probably would, and I think you'd probably take Areola as well. I think them two.
Really?
If them two showed an interest.
Can we get like a poll on socials or something? Because I would be really fascinated to see what the United fans
want.
Well, the question I would ask to both of you is, if you went Emery or Iraola, do you think they are capable of winning, or more capable of getting Man United to the top of the tree than Michael Carrick? That's my question.
You have to say yes, because like you said about that battery of work, like you can't not say yes, can you?
No.
But you look at like when Carrick's, since he's come in, and I think you look at the form table, they are title contenders.
Yes, yes. They've been one of they're the form team, aren't they, of the new year kind of thing since he took over. But I just think them two they're proper managers. They are proper managers.
But you've been there, mate. It's a juggernaut, Man United, and they've been so far from winning the league. You have to have somebody who's capable. I go full circle to England, and whether Tommy T is going to be good enough this summer or not. When they went to recruit the manager when Gareth were leaving, it was very simple that they believed in a recruitment process they had to have a proven winner. And if you're going to be talking about the Man United manager's job, I think you have to be a proven winner.
Forest, massive win. It was the 2:00 game, wasn't it? So I was watching another one, and it kept going to 4, and they're 1-0 down. I'm thinking, oh my God, Spurs fans right now are buzzing their tree. But in fairness to Morgan Gibbs-White, wow, what a hat trick! The header, by the way, the header's
I watched that 3 times to think, because Dubravka must have been thinking when he's heading it from that far, I'm saving that.
No chance.
I know, but he must have thought, I'm saving it. You know what I mean?
But it just keeps curling away from it.
I watched that 3 times last night, and in my head I was thinking, I want to ask should he have done better, or was it just a wicked header?
It's just a wicked
It's a
header.
wicked header.
Yeah.
He has a little jump that loses him a bit, but then he drives, and he drives again, and it's just like you say, it's just curling away from his hand.
Keeps going away, and it just nestles right in that little pocket. Incredible player, Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah, he is.
He won't go to the World Cup.
12, by the way. 12 Premier League goals for a team that are, 16th, 17th in the league? Should England players be picked on just pure form? Or are we going to go with the same old of he's got his favourites and that's it? Well, Watto, come on. You've been in there at major tournaments, and we've been littered with golden generation this, then, and they've never quite done it. So what's your thoughts?
I think he'll go with the tried and tested. And I think Jordan Henderson, as a manager behind the manager, will go and try and keep the players at a level that Tuchel will do his bit and Henderson will do his bit. Whether that's going to actually free enough of them up to really win it, I honestly don't know. I think they'll take a training goalie as well. Yeah. Like, obviously, Steele got his chance, didn't he? Like, they've taken Tom Heaton before. I'd probably go down the route of Tom Heaton because he's been to tournaments with them and done it. And if you had a Henderson and a Heaton type people who've been there, seen it, and they might be able to cajole a little bit more out of them. But I just feel we'll play with the shackles on a little bit.
It annoys me a little bit with England. Like, there's no doubt in Palmer and Foden's and the Sakas. They are unbelievable football
No,
players.
they have been.
They have.
Yeah.
No, but they are.
But
though.
but they're sketchy.
Yeah.
The problem is that front line, that front three, used to be unbelievable, and we had an embarrassment of riches. We've got an embarrassment of riches on paper, but not actually in practice at the moment.
Do they have to? This is my issue. Is that they don't seem to have to earn their place.
No, that's my problem with it. You've got Morgan Gibbs-White scoring hat-tricks, scoring goals for fun. Like, leading the line for Forest is not even going to get a sniff. I watched Cole Palmer the other night against Manchester United. Didn't look interested. Didn't look happy. Just walking about the pitch at times. I'm thinking, wow.
He looks like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
So I don't know what we're going to get.
Look at KDH, right? Kicking in Dewsbury Hall as well. He's had a fantastic season.
Yeah, flying.
And you go, like, why not? Because these guys have been there and they've done it and we haven't won it. So why not flip the script a little bit and say, let's go with form football players? Because it only seems like we put people in at the other end of the pitch.
So this is my problem then. So what would the front three be for England, yeah? Because Rashford, by all accounts, Barcelona want to send him back at the end of the season because he hasn't lived up to expectations. You've got Bukayo Saka, who hasn't been himself for a couple of years now, probably. Yeah. Assists and goals just dried up. Apart from Harry Kane, what else? What are we going to do?
Well, I'm a bit... Morgan Rogers has got to be in there somewhere.
Morgan Rogers got to be in there.
Morgan Rogers has got to start. He has to play.
I would suggest so, yeah. And then...
Maybe because Morgan Rogers has played... I think he's better, like, centrally. But, like, on the left, he's been brilliant as well. But maybe, like, right now, you'd say something along the lines of a Morgan... Like, you got Harry Kane, then, like, a Morgan Rogers on the left, a Morgan Gibbs-White as the 10. Possibly.
But he won't do it.
No, he won't do it.
Exactly. So what are we going to do? We're just going to put the players in that we think the bigger names and just hope to God that they actually just do it.
Well, the second striker or strikers will all be down to who does something different towards the end of the season.
Yeah, they've got
just
a
to
month
stimulate
now.
a conversation.
Yeah, they've got a month.
But ultimately, Watkins is probably going to go, and then they're going to decide between Calvert-Lewin and a Solanke for that different type profile. That would be my take on it. But like, if Harry Kane's not capable of going through the whole tournament, we're going to be in trouble, aren't we?
Massive trouble.
Well, Ollie Watkins is number 2 to Kane, right?
Probably.
I would say so, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Before we talk about another game, can we just talk about Champo quickly, lads? Because the Championship is...
Coventry.
Oh, my goodness. How about this for a stat? Coventry City, the only team in Premier League history to have been playing in the Premier League, get relegated down to League 2 and then make it all the way back again.
Is it?
It's awesome, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our local team.
25 years out.
How good is that?
Very
buzzing for them.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely buzzing for Cov.
7,000 fans they took to Blackburn, didn't they?
Yeah,
on Friday?
really good, isn't it? Yeah,
It's brilliant because they say we are literally 15 minutes from their stadium here, aren't we?
we're 10 minutes from the training ground.
Yeah.
So, really happy for Coventry. But then after that, oh my God, top and bottom. So, for me, West Brom, big win for them at the weekend. Just gets that nice little buffer now between them and Oxford.
For when they lose 2 points.
Yeah, because they might lose 2 points. So they need. I need Baggies to probably win another couple between now and the end of the season.
Well, what you want is you want Wrexham to do you a favour now. They're your team. They're at Oxford tomorrow night.
Massive win for Wrexham.
And then Wrexham are at Cov on Sunday.
Wrexham at Cov on Sunday. Hopefully Cov have just been in Leamington, in City Moon, on the beers.
They have been.
I know they have, yeah. So hopefully they've just been on the beers and they've just gone, right, down tools, lads, let's play the kids. Wrexham, easy 3 points. That'll be quite nice. But there's so many teams there now. Southampton are flying. Middlesbrough got the draw yesterday. Ipswich seem to be faltering, but still have a game in hand. Millwall are flying. It's like, oh my God.
It's tight up there, isn't
so
it?
good,
It's
honestly.
so
I
tight
love
up
it.
there.
I love it.
I was speaking to somebody yesterday, a Cov fan, and they said that they, good authority, all this lot. Rumours of Lampard maybe going to Bournemouth.
Ooh.
If you were Frank Lampard and you got offered that job, surely you've got to go. You've got a free hit with Cov, haven't you?
Yeah, I think because he's taken the team up and he spoke from the heart actually after the game, didn't he? And he got quite emotional about the opportunity that they gave him and the feel he's had through it. I don't think he'd walk away from that now, even though it'll be borderline impossible to keep him up.
He will be the most hated man in the Midlands if he jumped ship.
He's not going anywhere, is he? He's not going anywhere.
Bournemouth would be perfect for him as well, because his dad lives down there. I'm guaranteed he's got a massive £10 million house down there on Sandbanks or something.
But they reckon the Bournemouth job's kind of tied up already with a Leipzig guy, don't they? The Marco Rose or something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I think, but I don't think he would leave.
So you're saying Cov haven't got a chance of staying up?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Leicester, by the way.
Hater.
Leicester.
No.
Big nail in their coffin. They're basically going to be in League One
Did
next
you see
year.
the fans and Harry
Oh,
Winks?
my
Did you see
God.
Harry
Yes,
Winks
getting on the
giving
bus.
it absolute
and
stacks to
yes,
the...
exactly. Yeah.
That's incredible, that is. That's an absolute shame. I do. I feel for them. I really do.
Well, they just didn't want to play Spurs in the Championship, did they?
We haven't talked about Merseyside Derby.
Come on then, let's have a go. I think James Tarkowski is going to be wanting to avoid watching that winning goal as much as he possibly can. Them two have got a little bit of history, haven't they? A little bit of this and that.
Well, I think
in years gone by.
And Van Dijk scoring, because obviously he got the bad injury at Goodison Park, didn't he, when Pickford took him out, and that weren't nice. But I look at that goal as a set piece and the goalkeeping. That's why the profiling of the modern goalie, you need to have a bit more physicality. And any goalie, Jordan, anybody, me, it would struggle with that kind of ball because he's thinking he can come, then he doesn't.
But I mean, he gave it a good go. Jordan, he was physically fighting his way to get out.
But
there,
that's how tough it is, you know what I mean? And then the ball, the quality of the ball, you're not saving the header unless it's in the face, you know what I mean?
No, you're not.
But look, it's a massive win for Liverpool, isn't it? And it's just put the nail in Chelsea's coffin for Champions League. I think the 5 are sorted now, you know.
They're kind of cruising through to the end of the season, it seems now, Liverpool, right?
Yeah, they are. They are. But, fair play to them for winning.
Yeah.
Like you say, they're cooking now. Liverpool are done. Again, this is another reason why I think Brazzini might not last till next season, the fact that they're not going to get Champions League. Saying that, if Villa win the Europa League, 6th place becomes available, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that'll be 6 Champions League places, so they might be able to sneak in.
6 Champions League.
It'd be unbelievable. I've got a big one for you from that game yesterday, just thinking about it, right? So, Andy Woodman, Bromley promoted.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
And his son made his Premier League debut yesterday in the Merseyside Derby.
$1 million as well.
Did he?
Apart from the punch, he came out to a punch and sort of like almost...
I thought he'd hurt himself.
Yeah,
What a weekend for the Woodmans, eh?
Yeah, buzzing for Freddie. I'm really buzzing for Freddie.
Incredible.
Yeah, really, really happy for
So,
him.
how far are Liverpool from challenging? Because Isak was back.
Yeah.
Are they a million miles? Like, it doesn't feel like they are.
I still think they've got to go back to more rock and roll football and higher energy rather than the position and the possession that Slot's gone to. Obviously, Ekitike, bad injury now. It looks like Isak's going to be coming back, but like they're going to lose Salah, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they have to have more high energy at the front of the field.
Yeah.
If I think they're going to go and push on again, otherwise I just think there'll be a ceiling for them.
Centre backs? Do we feel like, I mean, everything, the noise around Virgil's kind of settled down a bit.
Virgil's good. Virgil's fine.
They're going to get somebody to play alongside
Yeah,
them.
they have
That's
really, yeah.
But
A bit
that's
more
why you
cover,
said
right?
about Gay.
yeah.
How does he not get signed by Liverpool at that point?
Honestly, it's a no-brainer.
No
Well,
brainer.
probably because they'd spent, half a bill
Well,
or
they
something
spent
silly?
yeah.
Well,
No,
not that much, but...
They've spent some money to look so far away, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's what I would.
Same as Newcastle, I'd say. Not nowhere near as much.
No.
But the players that Newcastle have bought in just haven't been good enough.
No. All right, final game. Leeds 3, Wolves 0. And then we've got the quiz in a second, you lot. Your boys took an absolute tonking. Fair play to Leeds, though. Big old win for them this.
2 weeks in a row. Yeah, Wolves are kind of there. They had a bit of a revival, but they've got a bit of a pounding yesterday. But I don't think like we were talking about it a few weeks ago about Leeds, but we've never throughout the season really
We haven't worried about
Leeds, have we?
No.
But that's some fact, isn't it? Falk has managed, obviously, Norwich in the Premier League and now Leeds. But that's the first time he's won back-to-back games in the Premier League. That's how tough this league is.
Yeah.
Back-to-back wins when you're one of them teams is, when you're at Southampton, West Brom, Norwich, these sort of teams, Birmingham, honestly, back-to-back wins. Oh my God. Goodness.
But, but another save of the season contender, Darlow, eh?
Yeah, incredible.
At 2-0 from the header from the corner.
Save, Watto.
And
Just gets his hand
He's
up
done
again
well
as
since
he's
coming
moved
in, Darlow, because I don't think...
Very
Would
well.
it fair to say that people didn't think he would be
a Premier League goalie.
the long-term or the Premier League goalie? But he has done really well, hasn't he?
100%. But it just shows you the level, because they spent over 10 million on the other guy, Pirlo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to hit the ground running in the Premier League as a goalie, and they've gone back to a safer guy, more experienced in the Championship. But even at his age, to produce... But it's experience, like Leno's save. It's years of experience and doing them sessions and knowing where the hand needs to be at a point just to give you a chance. And it's an unbelievable save. Because if Wolves had got to 2-1, you never know, do you? You see Spurs capitulate. I'm not saying Leeds would have done that at Ellen Road, but they might have done.
Yeah.
The save then, and obviously, look, it's 3-0 in the end, but a huge win. Look, Wolves' fate's been done all season, really, hasn't it? So they put up a little bit of a scrap
Do you
but it's done
reckon
now.
Wolves will come back up then?
If they
Depends how many go out the door, innit?
Yeah, it depends how many leave. I think they've shown enough that they've got a good team. They've got a decent team. They have, and if they can get them playing with confidence, and Championship can be good for that sometimes. Is winning games. Once you start winning games, and you get a nice atmosphere around the place and momentum, and you can run away with it sometimes. But again, it just depends how many walk out the door.
It's that midfield, like if João Gomez and Andre both go, which I think they both will.
It's a problem.
But then again, they'll do their magic and bring in another 6 Portuguese superstars. And
Without doubt.
That's it, mate.
Should we go for a quiz, boys?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Come on, Jamie, let's go. Right, it's quiz time. The scores on the doors is close, by the way. How many games have we got left for season 5?
it's tight at the top.
5 or 6. And it is 10 to Tom, 9 to me. Watto's on 6, so he's miles away. And Tozer's on 6. So it's basically between us.
We're fighting for the title, City and Arsenal.
Very disrespectful. I can throw a spanner in the works, can't I?
So if I win today, it draws me level, which is very similar to what's going on in the Premier League. And then you have basically shit yourself. Right, so let's go, Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, I did at the weekend.
Shut up. Let's go.
Is your present to Tom a birthday win today, though? Are you going to give him the gift of
by
winning?
the way, it's Tom's birthday today. And once again, I've forgotten his birthday completely. So we'd all just like to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tom.
All I say is don't ruin the habit of I think we're at 27 years and counting. So it's a tradition at this point.
All right, are we ready?
Yes, I'm good, man.
Question 1. Who has scored the most Premier League goals for Spurs this season? Who has scored the most Premier League
Porro.
goals for Spurs this season? Not
Solanke.
Porro, not Solanke.
This is really bad. Isn't it?
Who has
Oh
scored
my
for Spurs?
God.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Van de Ven.
No. All back in.
Romero.
Richarlison's the correct answer. Well done, Ben.
Richie.
9 goals Richarlison scored.
9 goals. That's relegation material, isn't it?
Question 2. In the 2004-05 Premier League season, Churchill was the front shirt sponsor for what team?
Bradford.
Not Bradford, no.
Bolton.
Not Bolton.
Churchill.
In the 2004-05 Premier League season, Churchill was the front shirt sponsor for what team?
Palace.
Crystal Palace is the correct answer. Well done,
Well
Watto.
done, Watto. I didn't know that. Have Bradford ever been in the Premier League?
Yes, 2 years they did.
Yeah.
You joking? Carbone, Peter
Of
Beagrie,
course,
Jamie
yeah,
Lawrence,
Yeah.
of course.
Sharpie.
Yeah,
Sharp.
sorry.
Before we move on, can we get your best? Oh, yes. For Churchill.
Watto would be good at that.
Oh, yes. Especially after I had a cigar last night. Come on.
Right, question 3. What former Chelsea player is the president of the Cameroonian Football Federation? Samuel Eto'o is the correct answer.
That was sharp, that was sharp, that.
Right, mate, my mouth couldn't keep up then with my brain. Well done, Ben.
Question 4. When Keith Andrews was a professional footballer, what club did he play for the most games for?
Wolves.
No, not Wolves.
MK Dons.
MK Dons is the correct answer. Well done, Tom.
Yeah, very good.
It's a Blackburn.
Question 5. In the 2010-11 Premier League season, what Dutchman finished as Liverpool's top goalscorer?
Coit.
Dirk Kuyt is the correct answer. Ben, you are
On fire!
How many coffees you had today?
He got
16 double espressos this morning.
Oh, just a few there.
He got 13 goals that season. Maxi Rodriguez got 10 and Torres got 9.
Maxi Rodriguez got 10.
Scores and doors, Ben? 3-1-1.
3-1-1.
Question 6. What club has Alan Pardew managed the most games for?
Reading.
West Ham.
Reading is the correct answer. Well done, Tom. Reading 212, Newcastle 185 and West Ham 163.
Unreal.
Keith Andrews' one was good as well, wasn't it?
Very good.
I think maybe an extra point for those two.
I know it's your birthday, but
Hey, he's still...
might get a birthday card.
birthday card.
Hey! Not the normal one either.
Do you remember at the start of the season when he tried to implement new chips and
Yeah.
lasted about a week and everyone just went, what a load of shit.
I got absolutely
generation.
butchered
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it. It ain't broke, don't change it. Question 7. Ryan Babel has played for Liverpool and what other English club?
Bolton.
Not Bolton.
Sunderland.
Not Sunderland.
I didn't know he had. Ryan Babel.
Has played for Liverpool and what other English club?
I've absolutely no idea. Villa.
No, not Villa. All back in.
City. Man City.
Not Man City.
QPR.
Not QPR.
Charlton?
Not Charlton. The answer,
It's a white team.
Fulham.
It's a white team.
Yeah.
I knew
I
it.
don't remember.
2019.
Don't remember it
2019.
being there.
Oh, that's why I said I should get a point for that.
No. Played about 15 games for him. Question 8. Tottenham signed Matthias Tell from what club?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich is the correct answer, and that was Ben. Well done, Ben.
So he's on 4.
He's on 4, 2, 1. So there's 2 questions left. Tom, you can still take it to a tiebreaker.
I might get one of these.
Go on, get
Yeah.
one of these.
If you get one,
No,
he wins.
Stay out of it now.
Question
good of the game.
9.
If I know one, I've just got to do it because I'm professional like that.
It is a career path question.
Oh, I'm so good at these.
I have played for Chelsea, Nottingham Forest loan, Aston Villa.
Oh,
I have played
Ian Matson.
not Ian Matson.
No.
I have played for Chelsea, Nottingham Forest loan, Aston Villa. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're both out. All back in. Oh my God. I have played for Chelsea, Nottingham Forest loan, Aston Villa.
Can we have a clue?
No. Hell
I'm
no.
trying to go through the Villa team.
I know.
Oh, guys. Comments are probably screaming at you.
They're always screaming at me, so it doesn't matter.
5, 4,
Morgan
3.
Rogers.
Not Morgan
No,
Rogers.
City, weren't he?
2, 1.
I don't know.
Ruled out. The answer is John Terry.
Oh,
John
I
Terry.
was just thinking of a current
No,
Villa player.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
John Terry. Yeah,
Damn, 10-10.
The Nottingham Forest loan one just always gets you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Question 10. Final question. Well done, Ben. You officially won the quiz.
Thank you.
What referee has refereed the most games in Premier League history?
Riley.
Not Riley.
Dermot Gallagher.
Nope.
Martin Atkinson.
No. He's second. All back in.
Clattenburg.
Not Clattenburg. No.
I don't know that many refs.
What referee has refereed the most games in Premier League history?
Howard Webb.
Nope. 5, 4, 3.
Dermot Gallagher.
Nope.
Said
Rule
it.
out.
Oh, did you?
You haven't been all back in, have you? Have you been all
Yeah,
back in?
we've all been
Yeah.
back in, yeah.
The answer is Mike Dean.
Cool.
521.
I used to get called the shit Mike Dean every time I refed on the training ground.
You're just a shit Mike Dean. Shit Mike Dean.
I got his autograph on a red card at home.
Oh, really?
And I got his autograph on a red card at home, and we were at the Match of the Day live show back in the day, and then I was
nice.
booting a ball around with Simo, and Garth Crooks told me off for kicking it too near him.
All right, go on, Crooksy. Well
That's a bit harsh on Crooks.
Nice.
Thank you, lads. Well done.
Yeah.
That takes the quiz to a nail-biting 10-10. I am coming for you, Tomasi. Gives us a nice little final 4 or 5 weeks.
Still
of
in it,
the season.
Watto?
Boom. No, Watto's miles off it.
No, you're still in it,
No
Watto.
chance.
I'm still
Still
in
in
it.
it.
No chance. No
Just
chance.
need to have an alcohol-free weekend like last week.
Not
and
gonna
then
happen.
we perform.
You were on fuck. I think he'd won 30-0 if he'd have.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. See you next week.
See
See
ya.
you later.